Venezuelan jets fire first near United States destroyer Turcaz, then everything changes.
At 5:12 a.m., the southern Caribbean is still half asleep. The sea is flat. The sky is dark blue, just minutes away from sunrise. In international waters, the USS Jason Dunham moves forward at a steady 18 knots, holding course, holding speed, doing exactly what it has done dozens of times before. Then the radar picture shifts. Two fast contacts appear low over the water, coming in from the south at nearly 500 miles per hour. Venezuelan Air Force jets, flying below standard cruise altitude, closing distance fast. At this speed, every mile disappears in seconds. Instead of turning away, the jets angled directly toward the destroyer's patrol route. This is not a flyby. This is not a warning pass. This is a challenge. On board the American ship, threat indicators tighten. Radar ranges collapse from 40 miles to 20, then 15. The margin for error vanishes. Combat systems shift from monitoring to action. Every screen now tracks the same two targets. No one is guessing anymore. The gap between the two sides is clear. Aging fighter jets from a strained Air Force are rushing toward one of the most advanced warships on Earth. The Venezuelan pilots are betting that speed and boldness will force the United States ship to back down. They are betting wrong. Because this was never a misunderstanding. This was a calculated move, a political signal sent at low altitude and high speed. A test to see how far the line could be pushed. What the pilots do not realize is that the response has already been mapped out, measured, and timed. And they have just triggered it. If you want to follow this confrontation moment by moment, stay with us and make sure you are subscribed. What is happening in the Southern Caribbean is not just a close call between aircraft and a ship. It matters because of where it is happening and why both sides chose this moment. This stretch of water is watched every hour of every day. Radar stations along the coast, patrol aircraft overhead, warships moving through on regular schedules. It is one of the few places where United States forces operate close enough to Venezuela to be seen, tracked, and challenged in real time. That is exactly why it matters. The destroyer was not hiding. It was not changing course. It was not acting in secret. Its mission was routine freedom of navigation, the kind that happens quietly until someone decides to turn it into a message. From Caracas, that steady American presence looks like pressure. From Washington, it looks like normal enforcement of international law. For Venezuelan leadership, sending jets was not about winning a fight. It was about showing defiance, a visible response that could be filmed, reported, and replayed. A way to say their airspace and nearby waters were not open for business. In political terms, it was meant to look strong. But for the sailors on board the ship, this was not politics. It was not theater. It was early morning watch, coffee still warm, eyes on screens, hands near controls. When fast-moving jets appear and keep closing, the situation becomes personal very quickly. Every decision now affects real lives. That is the deeper danger in moments like this. Signals meant for cameras are received by crews trained to respond to threats, not headlines. When speed, distance, and weapons come into play, there is no pause button for diplomacy. This is why the first aggressive move matters so much. Once aircraft refuse to turn away, once distance keeps shrinking, the system takes over. Procedures lock in, responses become automatic. What began as a show of strength risks becoming something far more permanent. And the most dangerous part is this: both sides know exactly how powerful the other is, which means every move is a test, not of courage, but of restraint. The question now is not who looked bold on television. The question is how close this test came to crossing a line that cannot be uncrossed. Inside the Combat Information Center of the USS Jason Dunham, the mood changes in seconds. The room is dim, lit by screens and soft indicator lights. A low hum fills the air. At first, the two contacts are just symbols moving across a digital map. Then one symbol shifts color. Then the second, unknown, becomes hostile. Range is called out. 30 miles, 25, 20. The officer on watch does not raise his voice. He does not need to. Everyone can see the same numbers collapsing faster than expected. The jets are not circling. They are not pacing the ship. They are coming straight in. The ship's sensors do what humans cannot. They measure speed, altitude, heading, and intent all at once. Every update sharpens the picture. These aircraft are armed. Their flight path is aggressive. There is no sign of disengagement. A short command passes through the room. Systems shift modes. What was passive seconds ago is now fully alert. The destroyer does not turn. It does not accelerate. Holding course is a message of its own. On one screen, the distance drops below 15 miles. At this point, reaction time is counted in heartbeats, not minutes. A technician's hand hovers over a control panel, waiting for authorization. 2 seconds feel much longer than they should. Above deck, nothing looks different. The ocean remains calm. The horizon is clean. But inside the ship, the first real threshold is being crossed. This is no longer observation. This is preparation. Electronic defenses come alive. The goal is simple: confuse, delay, break the enemy's awareness before weapons ever leave the rail. The jets keep coming. Then a warning tone cuts through the room. A new signal appears, sharp and unmistakable. One of the aircraft has gone weapons active. That single change rewrites every rule in play. The commanding officer does not hesitate. The decision has already been rehearsed 100 times. Defensive systems are cleared to engage. This is the moment when drills stop being drills. And before the first missile flies, before anyone knows how this ends, tell us what you think comes next. Press 1 if you believe the ship stops the threat cleanly, or press 9 if you think this turns into something much bigger. The moment weapons go active, the situation compresses. Time feels shorter, space feels tighter. Inside the USS Jason Dunham, every system now works toward one goal: survive the next few seconds. The jets are close enough that small changes matter. A slight drop in altitude, a small turn to the left. At this range, even a few degrees can decide whether a threat breaks away or commits fully. The ship's sensors update constantly, refreshing the picture again and again, faster than the human eye can follow. Electronic defenses push outward. Signals flood the air, designed to confuse radar, distort range, and overload targeting systems. It is not about force yet, it is about buying time. Seconds that can mean everything. The jets do not turn away. Their speed increases. The closing rate jumps. The distance falls under 10 miles. That number flashes on multiple screens at once. No one speaks. Everyone understands what it means. If weapons are launched now, there will be very little warning. Below deck, the crew moves with practiced calm. No shouting, no panic. Each person knows exactly where to look and what to watch. This is what training is for. Not the easy days, but the ones where nothing can be undone. For a brief moment, there is only the sound of the ship cutting through the water. No explosions, no alarms, just the ocean and the hum of machinery. The calm feels unnatural, like the pause before a door is kicked in. Then another signal spikes. The jets split slightly, creating separation. A classic move. One approaches more directly while the other drifts wide. It is a simple tactic, meant to divide attention and force a rush decision. In close combat, even outdated tactics can still be dangerous. The destroyer does not rush. Its systems track both aircraft without strain. 2 targets, 2 solutions, no confusion. The advantage here is not speed or bravery. It is coordination. Everything is connected. Everything is shared. As the range tightens further, the margin for restraint disappears. What began as a show of defiance has become an active threat. The line between signaling and combat has been crossed. And now, there is no space left for warning passes or symbolic gestures. Only action remains. Up to this point, the confrontation has followed a familiar pattern. Fast jets, close approach, pressure without contact. But then something changes, and the tone shifts in a way no one on either side can ignore. One of the Venezuelan aircraft dips lower, just enough to hide against the surface of the sea. The other holds slightly higher, drawing attention. It looks like a setup for intimidation, a final attempt to force the ship into a reaction that can be filmed and spun later. What the pilots believe is simple. They think the United States ship will stay defensive. Jam sensors, issue warnings, absorb the pressure and move on. In their minds, this is as far as it goes. They do not know what the ship already knows. Inside the combat system, the picture is complete. The split maneuver is not surprising. It is logged, categorized, and answered in real time. The aircraft are no longer treated as a pair performing a show. They are processed as two independent threats moving into weapons range. This is the real twist. The Venezuelan pilots think they are still shaping the encounter. In reality, the encounter has already moved past them. Their actions are no longer changing the outcome, only confirming it. Another alert sounds. Short, sharp. A clear indication that fire control conditions are nearly met. No one celebrates. No one reacts outwardly. The room feels tighter now, like the air itself is waiting. The pilots still have a choice. Turn away, break off, end it here. They do not. Instead, they continue forward, convinced that boldness will protect them, convinced that the other side will hesitate, convinced that no one wants to be the first to cross the final line. That belief is their last mistake. Because in modern naval combat, hesitation is not weakness, it is a calculation. And once that calculation is complete, events move very fast. Before the moment arrives, before the next command is given, tell us what you think should happen. Press 1 if you believe the United States response is justified, or press 9 if you think this never should have reached this point. The final moments arrive without drama or countdowns. There is no warning voice from the sky, no flashing sign that says this is the point of no return. It happens quietly, the way real decisions usually do. Inside the combat center of the USS Jason Dunham, a single status indicator shifts. Weapons conditions are met. Range is inside the envelope. The tracks are steady. Nothing is changing except time. The order comes in a calm, even tone. Clear. Direct. No emotion attached. Engage. For a brief second, no one moves. Not because of doubt, but because the system is already ahead of them. The response begins the instant the command is confirmed. Deep inside the ship, launch cells open. Compressed gas fires. Missiles rise cleanly into the air, leaving behind columns of white smoke that roll across the deck. Above the ocean, the sky flashes. The sound reaches the ship a moment later, low and heavy. The kind you feel through the deck plates more than here. On the screens, the tracks separate. Fast. Relentless. There is no maneuver that can undo what is started. On one display, a technician watches the numbers count down. Distance shrinking. Speed constant. Solution locked. He does not blink. He does not speak. His job now is to watch the system finish what it began. Out on the water, the sea remains calm. No waves, no wind. Just a clean horizon under a brightening sky. Anyone looking from a distance would see nothing unusual at all. Then the first impact registers. A sharp bloom of light. Brief, violent, gone almost instantly. The second follows seconds later. Another flash. Another sudden absence where an aircraft had been moments before. The radar tracks vanish. Not slowly, but all at once. Inside the ship, there is silence. 3 seconds. Maybe 4. No cheering. No relief yet. Just confirmation. Sensors check again. The airspace is empty. Only when the system declares the threat neutralized does the tension release. Just slightly. Enough for people to breathe again. The ship does not change course. It does not slow down. It does not turn toward the debris falling into the sea. The mission continues. What just happened will be discussed for years, studied, argued, analyzed frame by frame. But in this moment, none of that matters. What matters is that the line was crossed, and the response was final. By mid-morning, the Southern Caribbean looks unchanged. Calm water, clear sky, no visible trace of what happened. But beneath the surface, the balance has shifted. Search aircraft sweep the area where the radar tracks vanished. There are no survivors, only scattered debris sinking into deep water. Venezuelan patrol units stay closer to the coast. No more aircraft approach. The message is clear. On board the USS Jason Dunham, reports are simple. No injuries, no damage. The ship keeps its course and speed, continuing its patrol as ordered. What looked routine came closer to ending than anyone will admit. Statements follow. Caracas claims provocation. Washington points to the first aggressive move. Tracking data confirms it. The jets closed in and activated weapons. That decision changed everything. This was not a war. It was a warning. Before the next test comes, tell us where you stand. Press 1 if you believe the United States sent the right message, or press 9 if you think this conflict was pushed too far.